What's up, guys? It is Frankie here. It is week 2 of the 2020 NFL season. It's time to make some predictions. What a great week 1 we had. 11-4-1. That just amazing. And let's try to keep that up for the rest of the season. So, here we go. We start with the Thursday night football game. Bengals and Browns. The Browns are 5.5-point favorites. It took till week 2 for us to get a completely unwatchable Thursday night football game. Maybe some of you will find it interesting. Whatever. The Browns are just underachievers. They are a dysfunctional team, I just feel like. They've been that way since last year. I feel like they're going to get rid of Odell soon. Mayfield has regressed. Bengals, Burrow, fine. There's some talent there, but I don't think that this team is good enough this year. So the Browns are slightly better here, I feel like. Again, with that offense, but I mean, do I really think that do I think they're going to win this game by 5.5? Maybe they will, but I just feel like this is a game that is a close, bad game. I'm not going to watch this game. Hopefully there's an NBA game on, and I'll watch that instead. Give me the Bengals here plus 5.5, though. As I say, the Browns will not be good enough to. This will not be a blowout, I feel like, for Cleveland. I said Cincinnati will keep it close, but whatever. Try to avoid this game. Give me the Bengals plus 5.5. Then we've got the Giants and the Bears. The Bears are 5.5-point favorites. You know what? And maybe this is dumb to do, but you know what? I'm rolling with the Giants. I'm rolling with this Giants team that I know isn't very good, but I feel like Trubisky, I'm expecting a letdown here from Trubisky. He was great last week on Sunday in the final couple minutes of that game, in the fourth quarter especially. But I just feel like this is the kind of game where, and we've seen this a lot in Trubisky, where you expect some good things here, and then all of a sudden it falls apart. I don't think the Bears' defense is very good. I think that they'll be, and I know Saquon was bad on Monday night, but I say that he comes through in this game. He breaks off 1 or 2 big runs, because it's bound to happen. He's Saquon. He has the talent for it. He breaks off 1 or 2 big runs, and that is the key in this game. Give me the Giants plus 5.5. Falcons and Cowboys. The Cowboys are 5-point favorites. It is the Cowboys. This is another game. It's just not a lot of appealing games here in week 2. I mean, we'll still watch it because we're football fans, but this is not a very appetizing slate. And another game with a team that you just can't quite put faith in. But I am going to go with Dallas. For one, we know how explosive Dallas' offense can be with Cooper, with Gallup, with Dak. And the Falcons' defense, we know how awful that is. So I feel like Dallas is going to torch Atlanta's secondary, and they're gonna want to get back. They're gonna want to get back on their feet after their disappointing loss in Week 1. I say they do that here. Give me the Cowboys minus 5 over Atlanta. Lions and Packers. The Packers are 6-point favorites. Packers' offense looked very good on Sunday, and Rodgers. Maybe it's just me, but he seems motivated this year after what happened in the offseason, getting Jordan Love. He seems really motivated to prove that he's not done yet. To show everybody he's not done yet. Don't put Jordan Love in yet. I'm going to show you guys that I still have it. And I say Green Bay has a little bit better receivers. The Lions' defense, not very good, especially now with the injuries. We've seen the Lions choke so many times in the last few years. It just seems like this is another kind of game here where either the Packers will blow them out early, or the Lions will have the lead, and then Green Bay will be able to come through there late. Because the Lions, for some reason, under Patricia, cannot play 60 minutes. So I say that Green Bay gets the win here, and the Packers move 2-0. Give me the Packers minus 6. Jaguars and Titans. The Titans are 10-point favorites. This is a big number. This is a big number. And do I trust that Tennessee, I got the win last night, but especially after watching last night, do I trust Tennessee to cover a 10-point spread? Not really. I think they'll get the win because of Derrick Henry. Because he's fantastic because of that defense. But I'm like a Jacksonville here. I'm buying into Minshew mania. I'm buying into it for this game. He played so well on Sunday. Played a near perfect game. I say he keeps it close. Minshew keeps it interesting. I see he and Robinson will have another good game together, and that they'll be enough to keep it close. It's not I still think Tennessee pulls it out at the end, but 10 points is a lot, and especially for a team again like Tennessee. which is a good team, but I feel like not a great team. So give me the Jaguars here, plus 10 to cover the spread against the Titans. Vikings and Colts. The Colts are 3-point favorites. I'm taking Minnesota here. It took me one game to realize that, oh, that's right, Philip Rivers is on the Colts, and this probably isn't going to work out. It just, ever since last year, he has really regressed. He seems like if you look at the sample from last year, it looks like he's over the hill, which is sad for an all-time great quarterback. I feel like Rivers. Even though no Super Bowls and one AFC Championship game, I still feel like he's been consistently a good quarterback over the years. I think Minnesota wins this game. I think their defense has to be better than it was in Week 1. And you'll get Dalvin Cook and Kirk Cousins, who will do enough against Indianapolis there. 3 points, and even if not, I say they lose by 1 or 2. Probably 1, but I think Minnesota here does enough, and I'm not a believer right now in the Philip Rivers-led Indianapolis Colts, and we'll see if they go to Brissett or whatever happens here. Give me the Vikings plus 3 over Indianapolis. The Bills and the Dolphins. The Bills are 5.5-point favorites. Look, it's the Ryan Fitzpatrick Miami Dolphins. That's really all you need to say right now about this Dolphins team. We're waiting to see when Tua gets in. I take the Bills. They showed up against the Jets. It is the Jets. But they played great. They were about as dominant a team in that first half as anyone else was in the first week. And I think their offense, and especially the running game, would really pound Miami here. And they'll be able to get the win here on the road in quotation marks. But give me the Bills, minus 5.5 over Miami. Speaking of the Jets, Niners and Jets. The Niners are 7-point favorites. Another game. Don't bet this one. The Niners last week looked pretty bad against Arizona, even though Kyler Murray is a wonderful playmaker. The Jets just stink. If you're gonna bet anyway, which I wouldn't bet the Niners on this, the Jets are really bad. Gase is terrible. There are now injuries on this team with Bell. Darnold continues to regress. Roll with the Niners here because there is certainly a lot of talent on this team. I think their defense will really step up. This might be a decent game here from Jimmy G. And the Niners get it rolling. I just feel like this is... Although this could be a Jets game where I'm like, okay, they go 0-16 and they surprise us and win by 4. Because that's the thing with the Jets. Never... Whatever you expect of the Jets, expect the opposite. But in this game, I'm going to roll with the Niners. I just feel like the Jets this year are just... I feel like there's no saving them. I mean, they had all season to prepare for that game against Buffalo, and they laid an egg in the first half. Give me the Niners here, minus 7 over the New York Jets. Rams and Eagles. The Rams are 1-point favorites. The Eagles have a bunch of offensive line problems, as we've seen. They cannot protect Carson Wentz. How is that going to work when you're staring directly at Aaron Donald? And I think that Goff and that offense, I think will have another solid game. If we can see more of this from the Rams, if we can see more 2018 Rams than 2019 Rams, then the Rams are going to be good this year, and the Rams are going to make the playoffs. I say for this game they'll be able to do it. Again, Philadelphia's offensive line right now is bad, and I think that'll be enough to carry the Rams. Which crazy to think that the Eagles might be 0-2 here, but I just think that's the situation they're in. Give me the Rams minus 1 over Philadelphia. Broncos and Steelers. The Steelers are 6-point favorites. Ben looked a little bit rusty last night, but eventually he found his footing. The interesting thing, these are the 2 Monday night. These are 2 of the 4 Monday night teams with the Broncos and Steelers. So both of these teams played on Monday night, and I don't know how often that's happened that the 2 teams that played on Monday night end up playing the very next week. Just interesting to think about. I just say here the Broncos are hurting without Von Miller. And I think this will be another step towards Ben getting back to normal here. There were flashes of this game where he looked like old Ben, not consistently enough, but there's enough talent, there's enough firepower on that offense that I think it'll be enough for Pittsburgh to get the win here. And Drew Lock I think is in for a rough for as solid as he was in game 1. I think he's in for a rough game against this Steelers defense. Give me the Steelers minus 6. The Panthers and the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 9-point favorites. Rolling with Tampa here because I feel like, is Brady really going to lie down after how bad he looked in Week 1? just really old. And now he's been bad for. I can't say he's been bad, but he's certainly not been Tom Brady. He's certainly, as some people would say, fell off a cliff. Over the last 8-9 games of his playing, going back to last year. But I feel like he's got to know that the pressure's on him now. That the media is already ready. The media is ready to write him off and say Brady's done. He can't do it anymore. The Bucs are done. They can't do it anymore. 9 point. I feel like Brady has lit into this team all week. He's lit into himself all week, and he's going to be motivated out there to get this win. The Panthers are also bad against the pass, which I think will certainly help Tampa there and Brady. So give me the Bucs here -9. This team I feel like is too talented to be 0-2, but we'll see how it goes from here. But I'm liking Brady to put off a Brady and Arians to put in a motivated performance and get the Bucs their first one here. Give me the Bucs -9. The Washington to be determines and the Arizona Cardinals. Can you believe Washington pulled off that victory last? I'm still having a hard time. I thought this offseason was crazy. Ron Rivera needed an IV at halftime. I felt like this was just all destined for a big Washington loss, and it didn't happen. They were able to find the way with that defensive line of Washington that is just so dominant. They have such a great front four. But I am rolling here with Arizona. I still don't believe in Washington that much. Still don't believe in Dwayne Haskins that much. I have a little bit more faith in Kyler Murray. We saw how, again, this guy is a sensational playmaker. We saw it against San Francisco. I say he continues that here. It won't be as effective as he was against San Francisco because of that front four that he has to deal with. But I think he makes enough plays to get the win here. So give me Arizona -6.5. And also, just looking at it, do I really expect Washington to be 2-0? That just doesn't seem right. It just seems like Washington eventually falls off a cliff here. So give me Arizona -6.5. Chiefs and Chargers. The Chiefs are 8.5-point favorites. Roll with Kansas City here until we see something otherwise. Roll with Kansas City. Roll with that offense. Roll with Mahomes. Roll with the defending champions. And you add Edwards-Helaire in there. It's just, how do you stop them? You can only hope to contain them. Their offense, we've spoken hours and hours, and we've talked for the last 3 years about how great their offense is, and I think they continue to do that here against the Chargers. Give me Kansas City -8.5. Sorry, Tyrod Taylor, but I feel like this is another dominant Kansas City performance waiting to happen. And speaking of another great offense, Ravens and Texans. The Ravens are 7-point favorites. We saw them. It was Cleveland, but the Ravens put on such a terrific performance in Week 1 as well. And the Texans really miss DeAndre Hopkins. I still don't understand that trade at all. And speaking of Hopkins, yeah, it'd be nice for the Cardinals there. With Murray, yeah, roll with them. Houston's defenses will struggle. I feel like in this game. I think the Ravens beat them last year like 41-7. I say that it won't be that dominant, but I say the Ravens will put on another great performance like that, and Lamar will lead this team to another decisive win. Give me the Ravens -7. The Sunday night game, Patriots and Seahawks. The Seahawks are 4-point favorites. We all know about the history these two teams have. We all know Super Bowl 49 and everything, Butler. So certainly, and then the faces have changed maybe on the quarterback side for New England, but it's still the same coaches, still some of the same players. Going with Seattle. Seattle is a 4-point favorite. I like the Seahawks here in this game. I think Wilson will be. They go as far as he goes, and I feel like he will put on a fantastic performance. He and Adams will be great together. The Seahawks, I think their running game is a little bit better. Their receiving game is a little better. I know it's hard to doubt the Patriots here, but this is not the Tom Brady Patriots. It's the Cam Newton Patriots. It is Belichick, though. So that's the one reason why I wouldn't be so confident about this game. It is Belichick, but I'm willing to bet against New England here because it's a different Patriot team for a bit. And I think the Patriots are still going to be good this year. So I still think they win the AFC East. But I think in this game, Seattle will do enough. But this is a game, though, where you sit there and you're like, because, it is Belichick, and you get nervous. So this is another game I wouldn't bet. You can bet every other game unless I mention it. Unless I say don't. This will be close. This will be a fun game. Good Sunday night game here. But I think Seattle, with that offense, will be able to make enough plays to get the win. Give me the Seahawks -4. And finally, the Monday night game, Saints and Raiders. Saints are 5.5-point favorites. That was not the most exhilarating performance from Drew Brees and New Orleans last week. But I think they will eventually figure it out. They will eventually, and they did win, but it was a sloppy. It was not the Saints offense that we expect. I think eventually they will find their rhythm. I think that will start here on Monday night. 5.5 points. Raiders, I think, will be a fine team this year, but I just think that Saints offense with Breeze, with Thomas, with all those guys there, it'll be just too much for Las Vegas here. And this is the first game of the Las Vegas Raiders. I have to remind myself of that. But I think the Saints will hit the jackpot. The first of many Vegas puns. The Saints will hit the jackpot in Vegas. Give me the Saints minus 5.5. To beat the Raiders. So those are my picks for week 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below for more baseball, basketball, and football content like this every single day throughout the seasons. We'll be back later tonight with reactions to the 2 NBA games, Celtics Heat Game 1 and Clippers Nuggets Game 7. We'll have live reactions to both of those games. So check us out then, and I'll talk to you guys later. Good night and God bless. Not good night, but whatever. Whenever you're seeing this, goodbye. God bless.